From Neural Newscast, this is Buzz, tracking what's trending and why it matters.
Checking the feed and cutting through the noise, I am Leela Grant. Welcome to Buzz.
And I'm Jonah Klein. We've got a wild mix today, from historic tax hikes to some truly baffling behavior in the air and at the Pentagon.
Let's start with the video taking over everyone's X timeline this morning. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani essentially dropped a policy announcement like it was a music video. He's seen walking through the city at night, very cinematic, announcing the first ever Pied-à-Terre tax in NYC history.
Exactly. The energy in that clip is intense, Lila. He literally says we're taxing the rich and specifically calls out Ken Griffin's $238 million penthouse. It's a huge swing for tax day.
It's polarizing, to say the least. On one side, you have the supporters who are loving the socialist superhero vibes, but the backlash is just as loud. Clay Travis and others are pointing out that every time these blue states hike taxes, the wealthy residents just pack up for Tennessee, Texas, or Florida.
Right, the tax-based flight argument. If you're a billionaire, why stay in a $200 million apartment if the city is actively making it more expensive to keep it? But Mamdani is leaning into the fight. He's betting that the political win with his base outweighs the risk of people fleeing to Miami.
It's definitely a test case for 2026 urban politics. Speaking of things that look like they belong in a movie, Jonah, did you catch the Pete Hegseth clip from the Pentagon?
Oh, I did. Hegseth is the nominee for defense secretary, and he was leading a prayer at a Pentagon meeting. But instead of actual scripture, he recited Ezekiel 25:17, the version from Pulp Fiction.
Wild! Wait, the Jules Winfield speech? The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men?
Yeah, that one. It's a legendary movie moment, but the problem is that verse doesn't actually exist in the Bible, at least not in that wording. It was written by Quentin Tarantino, and Hegseth used it in a formal military sermon.
It's 2026, and we are living in a simulation. The clip already has tens of thousands of likes on X, and the mockery is coming in fast. Critics are asking if someone overseeing the world's most powerful military can't distinguish between the New Testament and a 90s cult classic.
It's that blurred line between entertainment and governance we talk about so much, Leela. If you're used to the Fox News style of delivery, maybe you don't realize that the Pentagon requires a bit more, let's say, theological accuracy.
Switching from the Pentagon to the cockpit, things are getting weird in the skies. The FAA is officially investigating pilots from Delta and American Airlines for making animal noises on emergency frequencies.
I listened to the audio, and it's absurd. You have professional pilots meowing and barking on the guard frequency. That's the channel reserved for actual emergencies and mid-air distress calls.
The air traffic control response was basically, grow up. They told the pilots to act like professionals. But according to some pilots on X, this is actually a weirdly common, albeit stupid thing that happens on that frequency.
Exactly, but doing it at Ronald Reagan National, DCA, where the airspace is like incredibly tight, that's a massive safety risk. If a pilot is trying to report an engine failure and someone is woofing over the comms, that's an FAA fine waiting to happen. The internet thinks it's hilarious, but the industry is fuming.
It's definitely not the kind of viral moment you want when people are already nervous about flight safety. And while we're on the subject of bizarre behavior, we have to talk about the latest Robert F. Kennedy Jr. story. It's a lot.
Is this the raccoon thing? I saw the TMZ headline and almost didn't want to click.
Brace yourself, Jonah. He reportedly admitted in his writings that during a family road trip, he found a dead raccoon, chopped off its penis to study later, and then kept it in his freezer.
Why is it always a freezer with him? First the bear cub in Central Park, now the raccoon. The New York Post is having a field day with this. It just adds to this image of RFK Jr. as the most eccentric figure in modern politics.
It's definitely on the 2026 bingo card of weirdness. But let's pivot to something with some real-world weight. There's been a massive breakthrough in nuclear talks between Iran and Pakistan.
This is actually huge news that got buried under the raccoon stories. Iranian Foreign Minister Syed Abbas Araghchi hosted Pakistan's Army Chief General Asim Munir in Tehran. Al Jazeera is reporting a major breakthrough regarding Iran's nuclear program.
It's a rare moment of de-escalation. Pakistan has been acting as a mediator, and the fact that they're talking about a breakthrough suggests that the regional tensions might finally be cooling off. Araghchi even posted a video thanking Pakistan for their role.
In a world where the headlines are dominated by meowing pilots and movie quote sermons, it's a reminder that there's still serious diplomacy happening behind the scenes. It's a busy day for the internet, but that nuclear talk might be the most consequential thing we've tracked all week.
That's insane. That's the roundup for today. I'm Leela Grant.
And I'm Jonah Klein. Thanks for vibing with us.
This is Buzz. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.
The neuralnewscast.com podcast series Buzz is for informational purposes only. The neuralnewscast.com podcast series Buzz does not provide investment, legal, or professional advice. Find us at buzz.neuralnewscast.com.
This has been Buzz on Neural Newscast, tracking what's trending and why it matters.